Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Monday. Ooh, that's not great. Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview February 29th, 2016 on a Monday. Bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches here in Pattaya, Thailand, coming to you live, my friends. Remember, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, great to be with you on a Monday, beginning of our new trading week. Currently 20:13 hours on Wall Street, 8:13 a.m. in Bangkok, Thailand time. And it is, like I said, great to be with you, getting ready for a new week. I don't think we have any holidays this week. I think we got a full week of trading. And it's going to be NFP week, right? NFP week this week. So it's going to be exciting. All right. Well, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this video during the Asia session to make sure that it gets up into the YouTube channel before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I'm still in Thailand 8 years later and absolutely loving it. Trading Forex in Asia is great, and the biggest, nicest thing is the time zone. Well, the people and the food in Thailand are awesome also, but it's the time zone. You trade early in the morning, go to bed 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night, which is lunch in New York on Wall Street, and it's just great place to trade Forex. I do trade Forex every day. I'm a technician. I love trading charts. I love looking at and doing an analysis on charts. So price action, price structure, support, resistance. And I do use a couple of indicators depending on what I'm trading. On my Forex trading, I do use harmonics. And in my options trading, I do use Ikimoku. I do have 3 exponential moving averages on my chart. That's a 200, which you see on our charts every day. And I have a 55 and a 10 EMA on my charts. That's pretty much all I have on my charts, folks. Let's see. Now, let's talk about the important part. This is fundamentals. You know, if you asked me 4 years ago would I be talking about fundamentals, I would say you were nuts. But today you have to know about fundamentals. I pay a good amount of money for a news feed that goes all day long, that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year. And I get live commentary. The numbers come out quick when they're announced. I don't trade the numbers, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But I do not trade the numbers. I trade the effect of the numbers. So I wait 30 to 40 minutes later, and then I'll decide to make my entry into that news data that's been released, or data that's been released, whatever it is. And that's basically how I trade. I mingle the both together, but I really work on being a technician and doing analysis on my charts and looking at higher time frames and just making a plan. I really enjoy making trade plans. All right, that's enough about me. Let's get moving. This is our risk disclaimer. Keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Let's talk about news and commentary. Take a look at some numbers, see what happened while we were away. So let's look at the economic calendar. There's really nothing on the economic calendar today until New York, and that's housing starts, I think it is. However, the calendar is filled with medium impact news events today. So you're just gonna have to keep an eye on your calendar. But there's only one high impact news event, and like I said, that is in the U.S. session, and that will be at 10 a.m. on Wall Street, and that'll be 2200 hours in Bangkok, Thailand time, and it's pending home sales month on month. The consensus is 0.5, previous was 0.1. So they're looking for a pretty big jump there. That's what's going on there. Let's take a look at what happened in the markets on Friday. The Dow 30 closed down 0.34%. The S&P 500 closed down negative 0.19%, and the Nasdaq was up 0.18%, with the small cap 2000 up 0.58%. Let's come on over here into the Eurozone, and the DAX was up 1.95%. The FTSE 100 was up 1.38%. The CAC 40 was up 1.56%. The Euro Stock 50 out of Frankfurt was up 1.83%. All green in the Eurozone. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in Asia. Now, some of these countries are not open yet. So the Nikkei 225, which is open, is currently positive 0.93%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is open, and they are positive 0.66%. The China 850 is closed, but they closed on Friday at 1.03% in the green. And the Hang Seng, which is also closed, will be open in about 15 minutes from this when I'm doing this, is positive. They closed positive 2.52%. The Kospi out of Seoul, which is currently trading, is positive 0.32%. All right, so that's what's going on with our economic calendar today and our indices. Commentaries, I think we got a great week ahead. I think we got some really good price action going. I think we had some things are back to normal. All the jitters and the jatters are finished. The euro is, trending back down again. The pound is back down again. I mean, things are just doing what they're supposed to do, and we're going to get over to the chart, so let's do that. I really don't have a lot to say. I'm excited for this week. I think we got a lot of good stuff coming. It's NFP week, so that's always an adventure, and it's going to be good. I think we have some good trades set up for today, and just wait for price action to kick in, and we're on our way. Okay, here's the euro dollar. As you can see, this took a really big dump on Friday, and now it's at support. However, I really don't want to trade this here. We're seeing all these indecision candles here, so I need to pull back up to the daily pivot. And the euro's good about giving pullback, so we're not going to have a worry. And we've got like almost 6 hours before the London Open, so we're okay. We have plenty of time for this to come out. Remember, each candle's only 30 minutes in duration. So we want this to pull back up to 1.0965, and we'll enter it there, and we'll get out at 1.0911. Folks, that's a 55 pip trade if it works. Now, what happens if this just falls off the cliff? Well, that's fine. Well, then you're going to have to stick a line in there when it falls, get a retest, and then that line then comes resistance, and you can sell it. But I'd rather get the pullback. I'd rather see a pullback, because pullbacks happen, right? And it might not be a big one, but we need some sort of a pullback. And then you're going to fight this area. If this pulls back up to the daily pivot, remember, we're going to take profit here. If it does the other side and just falls down, you want this to come back up its resistance, and it's pretty strong, right? Look at this price action. There's quite a few hours of that. So the euro is pretty much back to normal, and we just want to sell it. That's the bias. Pound's the same way. Look at this drop on Friday. Absolutely just dumped through. I put a support line in there, 1.3865, which is really our take profit area. This doesn't look good to me. This looks like this is just going to continue down. And we're too late to jump into this boat. So I would wait. I wouldn't be jumping into this boat yet. You're going to have to wait for London Open on this and see what happens. We don't have any news coming out of the pound today. Maybe we'll get this pullback, but this is sideways, and this broke through already, early in Asia, and it's already heading down again. So we're just going to have to hang on, folks. We're just going to have to hang on and wait and see where we can get into this trade. I really don't want to chase these two red candles. If I was ready, I would have put a trend line in here and waited. But that was early this morning for me. So the sun wasn't up yet when that was going on. So we'll see what happens with the pound. The trade plan's there. We'll get in at 1.3906. We'll get out at 38.65. It's a 30 pip trade, but it doesn't look healthy. Does not look healthy. Here's our Aussie. Aussie dumped off the roof wall also yesterday. This is good about pullback, so we just want this to pull back to the daily pivot point at 0.7159. And we're going to take profit where we are currently at 0.7120. Again, we're looking at a 40 pip trade here if we get our pullback. Again, this can just continue to drop, folks, and you're just going to have to watch that. This is chart time, right? I stuck a support line in here, and this is chart time, and it's either going to break through here and retest it, and that'll now come resistance, or it's going to pull back. I would say that when the market, London comes in, profit takers are going to want their profits here, and this is going to cause us to pull back up, right? We're going to get a pullback, and that's what we're looking for. We really want a pullback. We don't want to be chasing this price to the downside. We want it to continue to the downside, but we don't want to chase it to the downside. We want it to, even if you look above this 200 exponential moving average, which is the green line, you can see where price, gave us a little tiny pullback, but it gave us a pullback and then came and dumped down. Well, that's what we're looking for here, and we don't have it yet. So it is what it is. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. The Euro Aussie, it's a trendline trade where it's sitting around this resistance at the 200 exponential moving average and our resistance zone line, that yellow line. And we're above it, folks. We are above it. So I'm not quite sure what this wants to do. It had an up there on Friday. So I need this to break this trend line, retest it, and we can enter it at 1.5318. And we'll get out at 1.5221. This is going to be challenging because we're going to get a bounce at this daily pivot point. I put a star there. And if you look left of the chart, that is a lot of Forex junk, folks. That is a lot of Forex junk. This trade is not going to work easily. You're going to have to be on it today to get this to work, which means we want to sell the euro and we want to buy the Aussie, right? So we're going to sell this pair, and which means we're selling the euro, okay? But we need that Aussie to get strong, so this will take us down. So yeah, as I really enjoy this pair, but this pair is like, when it gets in its mode and in its move, there's a good chance this thing's going to go up today, 120 pips, 130 pips. You just don't know, and it's going to take a London Open to figure this out. But it's stuck here, and it hasn't really done anything. All right, let's take a look at our Euro Yen. Not a lot of price action over the last 2 days. It's okay, but nothing to write home about. We're at a great spot to enter this trade. This is a great spot right here at 124.08. We're below resistance, and this is an entry. You can enter this. There's no reason not to enter this. Where are you going to put your stop? I'm going to put my stop above probably that right under the daily pivot, right? And that's an emergency stop. That doesn't mean if I get too higher highs and too higher lows that I wouldn't get out of this trade. Apparently I'm wrong, but let's take a stop right below the daily pivot, and then just hopefully this comes down. We're just going to take profit at the S2 reversal pivot point at 123.45. So this is only a 40 pip trade here, folks, depending on where you get in. So if it goes, now there's nothing left to the chart here at this S2 pivot. It's above that. It's really under this this S2 pivot. The S3 pivot is where we're going to take profit. But we got some price action here where we might get a bounce, but then I think it's going to come through. Now we're in a wide open space at this 123.45, so this can continue to take to the downside, and we'll keep an eye on that. But this looks like it has room for the downside, right? As the euro gets weak, the yen is strong, so why not, right? Let's get in this. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. The New Zealand dollar gapped over the weekend. Not sure why. I didn't read anything, but my charts show a gap here. So we want this to pull back, close the gap. And we'd like to enter this at 0.6630. However, I don't have a take profit because this pair is, I'm going to have to wait for my entry because I don't know where my entry is going to be. I'm assuming my entry is going to be at 0.6630. And I want this gap to get filled. Right? All gaps get filled. 99.9% of the time, all gaps get filled. The question is when. It could take 2 weeks for that gap to get filled, but all gaps get filled. So we're just going to hang out and wait and see what happens. No rush to get into this pair. I'll see what happens at London Open, and we'll see what happens with this pair. This thing can just keep on moving down, folks. And if it does, we're too late to get into here. So we're coming up to a pivot point, right? We're coming up to an S1 pivot. So we're too late to get into a trade here, and it's bouncing. It can't get through this S1 pivot. Look at these two indecision candles, these last two candles on the chart. So we need to pull back. We need some sort of price action, and we don't have anything at the moment. All right, traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilda, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me on a Monday, February 29th in a leap year, 2016. Traders, please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, right on time today, almost 10 seconds early. for the 15-minute walk. Great video. All right, my friends, have a great trading day. And always remember to trade smart and not hard. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.